I started here full time in May this year, so I've been about 6 months now as the full time sole instructor. And yeah, when I started, the first class where I was on my own without the previous instructor, still kind of like showing me the ropes as he was getting ready to head out. That first class, I had 8 students, and they were all in the second half of the program. So they were all pretty much working autonomously, and then I would give lectures on theory and show them a new movement, and then they would work on that movement on their own. So that was a little bit kind of an easing my way into the program. And then now in this first semester, it's 8 brand new students and 8 students who are finishing up. So as the sole instructor, I'm kind of going back and forth between the fundamentals for the new students and then the most advanced stuff that we work on for the fourth semester students. So kind of going back and forth between those two. But for a first semester student, what you can expect as you know are getting started here at PJC is we're going to learn how to maintain your tools. We're going to learn how to sharpen your screwdrivers, things of that nature. Some basic micromechanics like filing, sawing. We're going to use the lathe once or twice. But the main focus is developing the fundamental skills needed to disassemble and reassemble watches. Understanding watchmaking theory, how a watch works, how power flows through different types of watches, and like I said, the fundamentals, laying the groundwork, the foundation for the rest of the program.
Before we sat down to record, we had lunch at a wonderful little Asian place here in Paris, and it occurred to me to kind of draw up that similarity between like a sushi chef. You know, you hear often the guys spend a year just learning how to wash and cook rice, and I guess in a way, watchmaking you can kind of draw a lot of parallels from that, right? You learn a lot of like before you even touch a watch, probably. Right.
Yeah. So the first 2 to 3 weeks of the program, you don't touch a watch at all. You're just sharpening your screwdrivers and your tweezers and stuff like that. So yeah, there's definitely some similarities there. And if this were a kind of a longer, more traditional watchmaking program, then yeah, the first period would be a whole lot of nothing to do with watches, a whole lot of developing the eye, developing the hand skills, and you probably wouldn't touch watches for the first year. Now, because this is a little bit more of a condensed program, the goal of this program is to give the students the fundamental skills they need and a good foundation in watchmaking to build on as they go out into their career in the field. But because it's a 16-month program, we spend about the first month working on tools and developing that eye and kind of the hand skills before we start working on watches. Traditional programs like in Switzerland, like there's a year that you just learn micromechanics, make tools and stuff like that before you ever even touch a watch.
So the goal then with what you guys are doing here is to prepare people to go out and start working like as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So are a lot of watchmaking schools in the States that way?
Yeah, almost all.
Okay.
Almost all. So our program is 16 months. About 2 years is kind of the standard for American watchmaking schools. Some, like I know Swatch has the Nicholas Hayek School in Florida, and that's a 1-year customer service watchmaking program, and that's preparing the watchmakers there to go to service centers within a year. Right, Rolex has a similar program that they train new hires with no watchmaking skills, and then they have them working in service centers very quickly as well. There's such a demand for skilled watchmakers and technicians that a lot of service centers, a lot of jewelry stores, they need watchmakers as soon as possible.
Sure.
And so yeah, a lot of the education in America is condensed, right? So the goal is to give you a foundation and prepare you to work in the after-sales service industry.
Okay.
Right. And that's primarily the focus here. I can't say too much, but I am working on expanding the scope of what we offer here at PJC to go a little bit beyond that. But the full-time watchmaking program that is in place right now is not going anywhere. So we're still going to have the 16-month program that you can learn all the skills you need to be a watchmaker at a service center, a jewelry store, a retail location that. And you can get a really strong foundation in 16 months and then go work for example, if you want to go work at Richemont, and then you get started on Cartier and you get training there, and then they'll maybe move you to Panerai, you get training on Panerai product, then IWC product, and Richemont. So watchmaking education never ends.
Yeah.
When you graduate,
Yeah.
there's always continued training opportunities.